police officer safety.
Every night when I put my head on the pillow is to make sure and ensure that the men and women of this organization go home to their loved ones and their family.
Jefferson Parish Sheriff Newell Normand says that brawn and physicality is the part of police work that usually garners attention, but smarter policing is what he wants from Jefferson Parish Sheriff's officers.
Is even more important, in the expression of becoming a lot more intellectual in this profession.
About 3 years ago, Normand began the process of installing intellectual training courses for JPSO officers that's in line with practices being done by law enforcement all across the country.
And that's what we need to be, day in and day out, because if we're not, we're no different than the folks that we're chasing and putting in jail, quite frankly.
Milton Reed III.
And today, the first group of 200 officers received their certificates and their Credible Leader uniform pins after completing Level 1 of the JPSO's new Leadership 1 certification program. And Jefferson Parish Sheriff Newell Normand says the JPSO's mantra is to provide good, clean police work with empathy, sympathy, and high intellect.
But we believe that intellect is what's going to drive us to setting the gold standard in policing across the country.
The Leadership 1 certification ceremony comes at a time when another Louisiana police officer was gunned down Wednesday afternoon in Sunset, Louisiana. That's just about 60 miles west of Baton Rouge. That police officer's death was the second Louisiana police officer killed in the past 4 days and the fifth killed in the last 4 months, and the ninth officer killed in Louisiana in the line of duty this year. Normand says those numbers are a gut check for law enforcement officials.
It's heart-wrenching. I've often said that sometimes we're focusing on the wrong things as we're talking about these issues. The trials and tribulations and the challenges that the men and women of law enforcement face out on the streets of this country each and every day are real.
He says in total, 900 officers have completed Level 1 of the Leadership 1 training, and that those officers have moved on to Level 2, while the police department crafts curriculum for Levels 3 and 4. The end goal of the program is to better protect citizens and get officers home to their families each day.
The fact of the matter in law enforcement today is that we don't have an accepted casualty rate. The men and women of the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office, we're going home. That's my goal.